Hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. It has been approximately 5 whole days since I've last streamed. So, yeah. Hello, guys. Hello, hello. Am I going? Huh? 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 Oh, Jesus, that was loud. Hold on. We didn't start the fire. I'm sorry. If you can hear, yeah, if you can hear the background music or the background audio, it is Amelia Watson, currently streaming live. I believe the stream is called Horror, Fear the Spotlight. That is the title. Oh my god, that is a legit horror game. Oh my. Anyway, so I just I just thought I'd watch it because if you guys know, Amelia Watson is by far one of my favorite virtual tubers in Hololive English. Um, but Shiori from Hollow Advent from Hololive English is starting to like take that spotlight. Not gonna lie. Amelia Watson though, Amelia Watson, love her. Oh my god, she's great. But anyway, actually, I should probably check the audio real quick. I'm pretty sure you can hear the fans. I think my MSI is dying because it's a live stream, so that it's constantly receiving data because it's a live stream. Although, some of the lo-fi stuff I like put as background music, you can like you can probably hear the MSI fans, or most likely not. It's just I made the mistake of uploading my Genshin Impact videos, right? And I would leave this computer on past the time it has completely uploaded the Genshin Impact recording I made for 2 days. In the past couple of days, I have left my computer on for like an extended period of time, connected to the charger, connected to the outlet. It's not good for the laptop battery, I can tell you that much. So I forgot because so much stuff has happened in the past couple of days, which I'll tell you guys about in a little bit. But first, I gotta check the audio because I don't know if Amelia Watson's godly voice is kind of like overpowering my voice. So we're gonna go ahead and check that real quick. Gotta take off my earbuds. Hello. Oh, it's loading. Oh, stream's loading. Oh, oh, stream is loading for me. What the fudge? Let's close Twitch real quick. Let's reopen it. Let's reopen Twitch. It looks like I'm streaming. I hope I'm streaming to Twitch. Bruh. Oh. Okay, so clearly Amelia Watson's beautiful sultry tones is not overpowering my voice, so that's good. That's good. I just wanted to double check. Also, if you have not noticed, this is a well, you probably didn't see it since I've always had it off screen, but I left my charger at work Friday. I assume because yesterday before I went to the Halloween party I was invited to, I was trying to find my turbocharger for my phone, and it turns out it's just not there. So, whoop de freaking do. I guess I just left it at work, which I have some serious tea about that one. I won't do any name drops, but I just want to put this out there. I don't like it when a someone that is supposed to teach you doesn't teach you properly and then just somehow gives you attitude. I'll go more in depth about that. So on Tuesday, I said my plans for the rest of this week. So Wednesday, I celebrated my friend's birthday. It was the same friend I think I mentioned on Tuesday that took over planning for the Japan trip I have planned at the end of this year. It was nice. Got to their apartment and got to see their nice, cute little cat, and we had Payway takeout for dinner. And man, it has been a while since I've had Payway Asian diners food, but man, wow, it tasted way better. Because my first experience at Payway Asian Diner was like when I was a kid, and I think I got the orange chicken, and it tasted bad. I kid you not. I remember I had a bad impression, first impression. I was like, I'll get the orange chicken because I was a basic kid back then. Had it, didn't like it, never went back to Pei Wei Asian Diner ever again until like my college years actually. And so I think I can honestly say I've only had Pei Wei uh, Asian Diner like 3 times in my life. This Wednesday being the third time in my life, but there was firecracker chicken, orange chicken, there was honey sesame chicken, and then there was a fourth one. Um, I don't know, but there were also donuts or powdered mochi or whatever. But it was it was donuts. It was great. They even had a little sauce with it. So we were catching up on stuff, and apparently the plan for Wednesday night was to binge watch season 4 of Scissor Seven. If you guys didn't know, Scissor Seven season 4 is out. All episodes are out. It's all on Netflix. My friend, they use Netflix, so we were watching it. We successfully watched the first episode and started part of the second episode, and then we just kind of got distracted, just catching up and talking about anime and stuff. So it was honestly a really nice catch up session. I did tell them about my new job. It was nice. They told me about what they've been doing, and I was like, oh, that's amazing, good, cool stuff. So that was Wednesday night. Then Thursday night, well, I just didn't have that much time because after work, I went home and immediately out when I yeah, immediately after I got home, I changed and went to Raising Cane's. So Thursday, I was catching up with a good friend of mine, a very good friend. This friend has helped me get through really rough times by just listening to me rant a lot and just giving me the validation I needed for some mental and emotional support. Of course, they did the good thing, which is, hey, saying like, hey, you probably shouldn't do this, but in a more subtle tone, not really forcefully saying it. They were suggesting things to help make things easier in my life, and it really did help. So, my friend, that if you ever that helped me a lot, well, there's lots of them, but this friend specifically, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I literally could not be here if it wasn't for you. So I caught up with them because originally the plan was Thursday before I go to my standard for my card fight Vanguard tourney at my card shop. It was basically go to Fengcha for some boba, but after work I got a bit hangry because of what happened at work on Thursday. So some context for Thursday. So I've been at my new job for a little over a week, and Thursday I was having to do a retraining session with the person that taught me how to do my job. So the thing that happened Thursday is this person that was supposed to teach me to do my job, they did it very bad. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. They did very bad. They did me wrong too. So basically, in my mindset, you correct me if I'm wrong. I know this may be out there, but to when you train someone, you're with them every step of the process to make sure they understand it and make sure that they can do their job well and check every so often. Yeah, that didn't happen. In fact, I received an egregious amount of attitude from this person. Maybe egregious is make like overshooting it, but they were giving me attitude the entire time. They were very rude to me. So it was a complete 180 from last week, because last week that same person was super kind to me and stuff, and then apparently this person did a 180 on me Thursday. So here I am sitting at my desk just typing and doing job, like doing what I'm supposed to do, doing my tasks and stuff, and then the person that's in charge of teaching me, well, I assume is in charge of teaching me, crazy stuff, takes a chair, pulls up, and sits next to me, right? And so begins the retraining. I use quotation marks because it wasn't a retraining. It just genuinely was not a retraining. It was just, I will sit here and do nothing, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. That's not training. That is just wasting my time. Because it's this person's supposed to retrain me because apparently some of the stuff I did before the retraining was wrong. And it was because I wasn't properly trained by this person. I really wasn't. In fact, to put even more context to that, when I was hired on at my new company, this person was just tasked with training me. So much stuff was going on, infrastructure was being changed. So this person was very busy. So my first day on the job, I sat down at this desk that was not my was my temporary desk, and this person would teach me how to do my job. This person taught me for about, I'd say, like 3-4 hours at most, and then kind of just left me on my own because they were too busy to properly teach me. I must emphasize they were too busy to teach me, which I understand. It's cool, infrastructure changing, a lot of work's been dumped on you. Cool, have at it. So I wasn't properly trained. It was just, they trained me for 3 hours. All right, there's that. Day 2 of my new job, same thing happens, about 3-4 hours of training, and just left me on my own. Like, I got to the point where I had to figure stuff on my own, and then if I had any questions, I would go to this person and ask questions, which they would answer. Okay, so that was last week. That's the context for what is happening Thursday. A retraining happened because the stuff I was taught to do, clearly I wasn't properly trained because apparently it caused a lot of issues, so they have this person had to retrain me, which then leads me to where I am currently in this particular story, where they're just sitting next to me Thursday, and just they're sitting there, they're not even like looking at what I'm doing. Occasionally they would, but they were mostly like on their phone or talking to another coworker instead of paying attention to me that needed the retraining like they said. So it got to the point where I would ask questions, and then they gave me attitude. Like, it was genuinely bad. I have never had this type of treatment in any job I had. Jersey Mike subs, Steak and Shake, like Chili's, like uh like yeah, oh, like, so to name a few places I've worked at, I have never received this rude treatment during training or a retraining. So it was very rude. It got like they were like giving me attitude, like, it's obvious, like, read the context clues. It got to the point that they're like, listen, like, just read it, get the context clues. I literally cannot be here sitting next to you helping you do your job. In fact, I'm wasting my time sitting here. They said that almost actually it was verbatim, wasn't it? Yeah, about verbatim. I was deeply offended. I was deeply offended. I bet you're thinking, Godfred, why didn't you say anything? Well, I just kind of took it, and I was more of in shock that this is happening now. Like, why are you, what? It, this person was projecting the fact that I should have learned this already with the limited amount of training this person has given me. So I'm sitting here hearing this person tell me that it is a waste of time sitting there next to me to retrain me. Like, that's essentially what this person is implying, and this entire time this person's giving me attitude. And then they added, it's like you don't know. That's a fun fact. That's so funny, because I don't. I don't know how to do my current job because this person didn't properly train me. So I talk back. I say, okay, I don't know, and I understand that you're too busy to train me. They then retorted, oh wow, getting defensive and all. They were like, I'm always busy. I take care of like 10 stores or something along those lines. And I'm like, what? So essentially, from that training on Thursday, this person was just plain rude to me and didn't do what they were supposed to do, which was retraining. I learned from that retraining as best I could, but it is not enough to say I am confident to do my job without someone watching me. That's how bad it was. So that's what happened Thursday, which then leads back to the main topic of Fengcha with my friend that I was going to catch up with Thursday. So the plan, like I said earlier, was to meet up at Fengcha, have boba, and catch up. But I was hangry after what happened Thursday. So I said, hey, can we meet up at Raising Cane's across from the Fengcha? They said yes. And so we met up. I got there first, ordered a Caniac combo, and was devouring it. Then my friend shows up, and we start catching up, seeing what's going on in others' lives. My friend was like, I got school and stuff, stuff's going on. And then I spill the tea with my friend because with this particular friend, I like to spill things about my life. I trust them enough to just say, hey, this is what's going on with my life. So we catch up, finish Raising Cane's, then we go to Fengcha, and I treat my friend to some boba because I just want to thank them for being a good friend and listening to me through my troubles. So it was really nice. We just caught up, had Fengcha, and then unfortunately we only had like about maybe 40 minutes to catch up because the standard format Cardfight Vanguard tourney started at 7:30 p.m. and we met up at 6:20 p.m. So I was like, I'm so sorry, I guess gotta go. Thank you so much for meeting up with me. They understood, and I appreciate them very much for doing so. And then we go to the standard format of Cardfight Vanguard tourney. It was decent. I won I got 3 wins and 2 losses. It was a really nice tourney. 5 rounds of Swiss. It was great. Afterwards, of course, Ninja Ramen with the boys and gal. So it was nice. We caught up, and I had a really nice talk about Cardfight Vanguard standard format meta with them. And so then Friday happens, and I remember going into work, and I got a sticky note on my keyboard at my desk, and I was like, oh, and it was literally like, hey, come see me in my office. We need to talk. And I was like, wow, it is 7:30 a.m. in the morning, and I get this. Okay, cool. So I remember going into that office, and basically they said, because of what you did, bad things are happening to the company. I am paraphrasing here. And I'm like, cool. So basically I was put on blast this morning, not this morning, Friday morning. And the thing is they also added that they told me not to do some certain tasks. The thing is like, they didn't say that. Like, they said things that, like, they said, I told you not to do this. And I was confused because they didn't say that. They didn't say that the first time. So not only am I being put on blast, they didn't ask why I did the thing that I apparently wasn't supposed to do. And then on top of that, they also added, I thought you would come to me after work Thursday to go over the stuff you were doing. And I'm like, you thought? Like, why did you assume I would go to you to go over this? Like, we never discussed that. We never made any plans prior to meet up after work to talk about what I am doing. Like, why are you assuming that I was going to go over things with you after work on Thursday? And then I replied, no, I left at 5. Like, general response, because I did an 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. shift, and this person is assuming I would go to them to go over things, even though we didn't say we would go over them. So I was like, the fudge? Okay, cool, whatever. So day 2 of retraining begins. This is Friday, by the way. And so I'm sitting there, same thing happens again, and I believe, now that I think about it, it is a bit worse. So I'm sitting there, and they do the same thing. It's literally just sitting next to me on their phones, not paying attention to me, talking to other people while I'm working. Like, the freak. Like, you're not retraining me. You're just wasting my time being a jerk to me, because this person is still giving me attitude. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what did I do to you for you to give me attitude? So I had to deal with that for like the first half of the day. It wasn't fun, I can tell you that much. I managed to blow through all of the tasks that was assigned to me with very limited knowledge. Essentially, I learned a lot more on Friday for that retraining. I'm learning, but not the appropriate way. I'm still not confident enough to do my job without someone watching over me, because this person is retraining me horribly. And so they say the same thing again. I cannot be sitting here all the time. And I remember this one ticked me off the most. I would ask a question, so how do I do this? I'm paraphrasing, I just because I don't want to give personal info about the company I work at in case, they don't want that. So this person then says this to me. What do you mean, how do you do this? You need to tell me what to do And I'm like, what? Like, it is backwards logic this person was doing to me. And I'm like, what the fudge? Dude, I've only been here like a week and a half. I haven't picked up the system like as quickly as you might think I have, because it's clear at this point this person is projecting the fact that I should have figured this out when this person has barely trained me on any of this stuff. Like, I'm stumbling around right now at my current company, doing the best I can, asking if there's any work that needs to be done, and I'm getting this attitude from this person that is apparently supposed to be retraining me, and it's like, what the heck? So, yep, despite all of that, I managed to blast through all of the tasks that I need to do, so that ends the retraining, I guess. So, then after lunch, I had a question. This person assigned me more stuff to do, and so I go up, and as they're walking past me, past my desk, and I ask them a question, and it's so vague. I was like, so why did you assign the same thing to me? Because they accidentally assigned me the same thing that we had done that morning, and they said, oh, it's because it was in the wrong. It was how do I word this? They said, oh, I assigned that again because I base it off this requirement. And I said, okay, so can I just say it's done? And and they were like, sure. And I was like, so the reason, and then I asked like why this was assigned again. So this was assigned because it met a requirement, right? And they proceeded to give me attitude, like really bad attitude. And I'm like, So that was work Friday. Like, because of the events Thursday and Friday, I'm actually nervous about going into work because this person has shifted my opinion of my company that I currently work for now because of their actions towards me. So it's not a fun time. So I actually plan to contact human resources about this Monday. Well, not human resources. I plan to talk to a higher up that's higher than the person training me just to address concerns. It's not a grievance, it's just a concern. So it's like, I have a concern about being trained properly. I don't feel confident doing my job because I've been retrained horribly. That type of deal, but more eloquently worded. So that was Friday at work. Afterwards, I drove all the way to Screams. It's a haunted house attraction. I drove right out of work. I drove straight to Screams, and because I was supposed to meet up with some friends and go to some haunted houses, and I went to Screams, and my friends said beforehand that they would have dinner at 6 p.m. So it was like 4:45 p.m. I was like, oh, I gotta hurry because they'll be over there, at Screams at 6 p.m. for dinner. So I get there, right? This is like 5:50 p.m., all right? And I realized something. Screams is the haunted house attraction. We're not getting dinner here. It occurred to me that I forgot that dinner was going to be somewhere else, not at Screams. And I was like, oh, snap. So my friends, like, I messaged the group chat. I was like, hey, guys, we weren't supposed to meet up at Screams at 6 p.m., right? And they were like, no. Godfrey, did you go there? I was like, yeah, I'm right outside. So then it was clarified that dinner was going to be at Inahao. It is like a Filipino restaurant, and I'm like, oh, I crave Filipino food. So I drove all the way to Inahao, which was 40 minutes away from Screams, because we agreed that we would meet at Inahao, like the Filipino restaurant, at 6 p.m. And I somehow misunderstood, and I was like, oh, I have to be at Screams at 6 p.m. for dinner instead of Inahao 6 p.m. and then Screams afterwards. So I basically drove for about 2.5 hours on Friday because of my dummy thoughts. So drove all the way back at Inahao. It was great, decent Filipino food, I'd say. Can't beat my uncle's cooking. I'm sorry, it was good, but it doesn't beat my uncle's cooking. We were catching up. It was a nice reunion. Went to the haunted house attractions, and my friend that invited me to go to the haunted houses with them, Kaicho, he was like, "Yo, bro, don't worry," and bought all of us fast passes. It was a group of people, and this man bought all of us fast passes so we can enjoy the haunted houses like quicker and more comfortably. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much," because I already bought my ticket beforehand. So Kaicho, thank you so much for inviting me again to the haunted houses. It was a lot of fun. Um, so, yeah, we were catching up, did some haunted houses. I was chased by a guy with a chainsaw, and it's a haunted house, so they cannot touch you unless you give them a reason to, as quoted by one of the people at the admission place. But I just have to say, the haunted houses was amazingly fun. There was one haunted house in particular that stood out. It was the Clown Chaos haunted house. Essentially, they gave you 3D glasses because the way they did it, right, is in the hallways. If you wear the 3D glasses, some of the art sticks out. It was super cool. I was like, oh my gosh. And I learned something. Apparently, I am a very good front for haunted houses. So, and what I mean by that is, we're like a group of like, yeah, we're a group of people, right? And people are scared to be in the front. So, you know what? I volunteered to be the front. I was the front for all five attractions. Granted, there was one where I ended up not being in the front because it was a maze and I got lost. So, it was nice. It was really nice. Um, so yeah, like those haunted houses, like they were they were fun. Like they were scary. Like sometimes some of them were scary, but they were fun. Like oh my gosh, it is super fun to go with a group of friends. I don't think it would have been fun if I went by myself though. Honestly, I don't think I would have gone and done it by myself because one, I'm like that's kind of sad, and two, I mean, I'd be more scared. But the haunted houses at Screams was fantastic, and it was a great reunion with some of my friends, including Kaicho. So that was fun Friday night. Then Saturday came, so that this is now yesterday. So yesterday, let's see. Um, trying to remember. Like a lot of stuff has happened over with me with the past couple of days. So Saturday, yesterday, I woke up and went to do some Dance Rush Stardom. It was great. It was nice. Um, uh, excuse me. And then after I did some Dance Rush Stardom, I then went to a Halloween party I was invited to. Um, so it was another reunion. It was really nice, and I met a lot of new people. Uh, and apparently people that like know the friends of who are friends of my friends. So I got to know a lot more people. It was a fun Halloween party. I was there for like, oh my god, I was there for 6 hours. Like it started at 6 p.m. ish. I helped set up, and it was just a great party all around. There was booze, there was good food, and I was just catching up with friends. It was great, honestly. Kaicho was there. Like we were just chilling, having a good time. So that was Friday. No, Friday. Sorry, that was Saturday. Which then leads me to today. So today I went to mass, of course, and then impromptu lunch with the family. Like my cousins, they came back from a vacation, and they treated us to Red Lobster. It was great. I appreciate it. Thank you, cousins. And they got angry at me too because I was like, "Oh, I'll pay for everyone." And they're like, "No, stop it!" I was like, "Fuck, okay, fine, fine. I'll stop. I'll stop." We had Red Lobster, then did some Dance for Stardom. I didn't stay there for as long as I wanted to because my friend informed me that between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. on Sundays, at least where I'm at, Dance for Stardom has e-amusement pass maintenance. Well, server maintenance essentially for Dance for Stardom. And I was like, so I played and then maintenance started and I was like, okay, well, I'll save these credits for the next time I play Dance for Stardom. Went home, helped with some yard work, blah. Had a nice nap, woke up, had dinner, and now I am here. I also started playing Super Mario Wonder Saturday, so I picked up my copy on Saturday. Yeah, that's right. I picked up Super Mario Wonder on Saturday, played that. It was nice. I haven't played it as much as I wanted to. I plan to do that after this stream though, and after I record Genshin Impact. So yeah, there's that. And then for things coming up for me, uh, I will be driving my parents to the airport tomorrow morning because they are now going to Greece. If you guys didn't know in my earlier streams or vlogs or whatever, I have stated like, hey, my parents, they are going to Israel. Like they wanted to go. Well, not No, Egypt. They wanted to go to Jordan, Egypt, and Greece. So that was always the plan. And then the whole Israeli war came up, and so I told them to not go because they were still thinking of going. And eventually like same day, I told them not to go. They were like, okay, fine, we won't go because it's bad. So now they're going to Greece for 2 weeks, and then just now my mom was like, oh, if there isn't that much to see in Greece, we will get another flight to Portugal. And I'm like, mom, you're insane. Like the change in the vacation plans, because they were always planned to go on the 20th of October. It's already past that. But now they've changed it to go on the 23rd. And it worries me to no end because it feels like they're not prepared. And by them, I mean my mom, because she's the one in charge of everything. I was just helping my mom with setting up the Uber app and stuff like that. So, yeah. I'm glad I helped set that up at least before I drive them to the airport tomorrow morning. So it was it's concerning. It is concerning that my mom decided to do that because it was a last minute thing. Like I think it was like 1 week to 2 weeks ago that she had to uh like change plans. Oh hi Leo, salutations Leo. Hi friendo. I'm just talking. I'm just like being a vlogger right now. Yeah, the internet is a little bit better. Question mark. Of course, I've restarted the internet router a couple of times, but it's whatever. Uh, so I'm glad that the stream isn't too bad. So yay, happy to hear that. Yay 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 yay. So yeah, my parents are going to Greece tomorrow morning, and I'm terrified for their safety because, like I said, my dad is 74, my mom's 65, and my mom is the one in charge of this vacation. So I'm just terrified for their safety. I hope they have a safe trip to Greece and back from Greece, and I hope they don't do anything silly because my mom's like, "Oh, we'll go to Portugal." It's like, stop, don't. Like, first off, you like the amount of time since the trip was canceled that my mom had to replan everything. It's like you could save this for next year, but no, I guess you just are impatient. So yeah, so that's what's going on. And then I plan to uh, address some concerns at work with higher up because I am not confident in my job now because of the horrible retraining I received Thursday and Friday, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get some pushback. But I after talking with my parents and friends, it is worth reporting some things. Like basically, hey, I'm not confident in my job because I was retrained not well, and I received derogatory comments like it's a waste of time for me to be sitting here. Yeah, mm-mm. Like I got furious when they said that to me. I was at my desk mumbling to myself, physically mumbling because I was angry. I was like, if it's a waste of your time sitting here retraining me to help make your life a little easier, then okay, fine. I guess I can just report you, which is it's starting to be like I'm going to report you because that ain't cool. That's not fun. So yeah, so that's some of the stuff that's been going on. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to the past couple of days. So yeah, I don't think I'll be able to enjoy Super Mario Wonder as much later tonight. I gotta sleep early because I plan to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, drive my parents to the airport at 6:30, drop them off at the airport at 7, and then go to work at 7:30. I mean, I get to leave earlier, so unless like they prohibit me from doing it, I just need to do it my 8 hours and I'm good. So, but it is what it is, I guess. Jazz hands. My goodness, I don't know. But yeah, so today, that kind of just ends the vlog portion, I guess. So today, just usual, I'm just gonna be streaming myself learning Japanese. I'm gonna be recording Genshin Impact after this too. So yeah, why not? Why not? So let's go ahead and get to it. So Rosetta Stone is up. Oh, that's terrifying. Anyway, so we're okay. It's my final week. Wow, I've been on this plan for a while. That's crazy. All right. So listening, lesson 2. Okay. Yeah, you will, Amelia Watson. go for it.